Greetings, subscribers! Are you familiar with Siskel and Ebert? Two famous movie critics from the 1970s, 80s, and 90s who would vote thumbs up or down for every movie they reviewed. Today, I'd like to do my own Siskel and Ebert type voting for every Superman movie ever made. I'm not going to go over any animations, TV shows, or even serial films. I'm just going to go over the live-action feature-length films. What I'm going to say today is only my opinion, and it's always possible I could change my mind someday. But I'd like to tell you my opinion on this day, so I'll get started. The first ever feature-length live-action Superman movie was 1951's Superman and the Mole Men. I'm ashamed to admit this, but I haven't seen this movie in so long I don't even really remember it. I don't have an opinion. I can't vote thumbs up or down. I'm sorry, but I'm just being honest. 1978's Superman the movie. I think this is just a great film. Great acting, great story, great effects, great music, great scenery, and so much more. I'm not saying it's 100% perfect. If you nitpick, you can definitely find elements to criticize. But looking at it as an overall film, I'd clearly vote thumbs up. 1980's Superman 2. A lot of people say this movie is better than the first. I personally disagree, but still, this is a great movie. It recaptures a lot of what I enjoy about the first movie, and also goes in some new directions. A clear thumbs up. 1983's Superman 3. This movie has some fun scenes with red kryptonite, and also a certain charm with the story of Clark getting back in touch with Lana Lang. But I find the stories with Richard Pryor and Robert Vaughn's character to be uninteresting, and overall, the bad elements of this film outweigh the good for me. I vote thumbs down. 1984's Supergirl. It's debatable if this movie even belongs on this list, since Superman himself is not in it. But I'm going to include it anyway. I think actress Helen Slater is terrific in the role of Supergirl, and I also thought the musical score was really good and underappreciated. But unfortunately, those are about the only good things I can say about this movie. I find it to have uninteresting characters, a boring story, and in all honesty, I find it difficult to sit through this movie beginning to end. A clear thumbs down. 1987's Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. I really like the scene at the very beginning with adult Clark returning to Smallville and walking around the old Kent farm. But from there on, there's virtually nothing else in this movie I enjoy. I find the movie villain Nuclear Man to be very silly, not in a good way. This movie gets a clear thumbs down from me. 2006's Superman Returns. I felt that this movie did not work in any way. The story was unimaginative, the cast had no chemistry together, and the filmmakers just had no idea what to do with a Superman story other than trying to imitate previous Superman movies. This movie was extremely unmemorable. It's probably my least favorite Superman ever. Do I even need to say thumbs down? 2013's Man of Steel. A lot of people really like this movie. Personally, I did not. I felt it got the tone of Superman all wrong, making his story dark and depressing. The story had too many subplots, making it confusing. I personally got annoyed by all the shaky camera work. Ultimately, I didn't feel any connection to the story. I applaud the filmmakers' efforts for trying to do something different than just imitate previous Superman movies, as I felt Superman Returns did, but clearly, this just did not work for me. I regret that I have to give this movie thumbs down. 2016's Batman vs. Superman: The Dawn of Justice. Plain and simple, if you liked Man of Steel, you'll like this. If you didn't like Man of Steel, you won't like this. You already know what I thought of Man of Steel, so you know how I'm voting for this one. 2017's Justice League. It's debatable if this movie belongs in this list, since Superman was only in it for less than half the movie. If I had to describe this movie in one word, it would be mixed. Some good elements, some bad. But regarding what they did with the Superman character, once he was brought back from the dead, I really liked how he was portrayed in the climax. I felt like they captured who Superman is in the comics without purely imitating previous Superman movies. Again, there's some elements I'd criticize about this movie, but in the end, the good outweighs the bad for me, so I vote thumbs up. Okay, so these are just my opinions, but the fact that I give a movie thumbs down doesn't mean it's a bad movie, nor does it mean you won't like it. It just means I'm being honest about my personal opinion. But as always, I'd like to hear some feedback from you viewers. Do you agree with what I've said? Disagree? Would you like to point out anything you feel I should have mentioned? Please leave it all in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more of my videos, then please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you. Thank you.